Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. We've been discussing Milwaukee's downtown. A city's downtown area has an important and unique role in economic and social development. Downtowns create a critical mass of activities where commercial, cultural, and civic activities are concentrated. This concentration facilitates business, learning, and cultural exchange. My next guest represents an organization that supports the interests of the downtown business community. Matt Dorner is the Economic Development Director of Milwaukee Downtown Business Improvement District number 21. Good morning, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here. And I want you to start off telling us more about Milwaukee Downtown BID.
Sure, absolutely. The organization was created back in 1998 to support, essentially, as you mentioned, the interests of the downtown business community, to essentially provide for a safe, economically viable downtown environment that is inviting not only to, from a business perspective, but also attractive to residents and visitors alike. The Business Improvement District represents approximately 150 blocks of downtown Milwaukee and approximately 500 commercial property owners.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of business. And some of your main goals are to basically brand and consistently market downtown Milwaukee in many different ways, right?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. So as part of our overall mission of branding and consistently delivering that message that downtown Milwaukee is a place that you want to be is absolutely a top priority. Most recently, our board of directors had reconvened and took a look at our strategic plan, and one of the other items that really came out as a goal and a priority for our organization was really elevating our presence and helping driving economic activity, economic vitality, economic development in downtown Milwaukee. As well as some of the other things that are core to our mission that we do is as far as going to provide a safe, clean, and friendly environment that promotes high quality of life as well as economic activity.
Yeah, and I'm interested in knowing, with your particular title, how do you incorporate what you do into actually helping grow that economic scenario?
Sure, absolutely. At the end of the day, we could really boil a lot of our activities and our initiatives down to business retention and recruitment, particularly when it comes to my particular role. So I spend a lot of time dealing with property owners that have space that could be available for lease or rent. I spend a lot of time dealing with those that have a business that are looking for a location within downtown Milwaukee. But essentially, everything from working with our brokerage community to providing them the tools and helping tell the story of downtown Milwaukee. So if they have somebody that's interested, and giving them the ability to, for these reasons, this is why you can be viable and successful in downtown Milwaukee. So from working really with the property owners, helping market and message, what downtown Milwaukee is all about. Most recently, we just partnered with First Bank Financial Center and established a low interest loan pool. So we also work to bring business incentive programs that can be utilized to help bring some deals together that might not particularly work in a conventional way. So through this new low interest loan pool, we're making another tool available for our property owners as well as potential tenants that downtown Milwaukee is open for business.
Sounds good. In 2013, Forbes.com named Milwaukee as having one of the nation's 15 emerging downtowns. And in 2007, AARP named Milwaukee the 5th best city to retire in the U.S. So it's those type of things that definitely help bring attention to downtown Milwaukee and the city as a whole.
Absolutely.
So how do they go about figuring out these type of things?
Everybody has a little bit different set of criteria, but they look at certain statistics and then essentially rank, Milwaukee against its peers. But those are exactly right. Those are the types of things that we need to essentially glom onto, and as we continue to help tell the story. And they're only increasing. So right now, downtown Milwaukee is flourishing. We have over 25,000 residents in downtown Milwaukee, and that's continuing to grow. In the greater downtown area, there's an excess of 1,500 multifamily units that are currently under construction. There's over 80,000 people that call downtown Milwaukee. They come to downtown Milwaukee as their place of employment. So at the same, those numbers are continuing to increase. So more people are being pulled to the center city, and that is, a national trend that we're seeing, and that we're happy to be a leader as some of those statistics will point out. So
yeah, and I've done shows where they've talked about the importance of keeping young people
Absolutely.
in the city once
Absolutely.
they graduate from college, and a lot of those young people are attracted to downtown living and that
Absolutely.
urban feel. So it's part of your job to keep that vibe going and to make it attractive
Absolutely.
to not only families but to single people as well.
Absolutely, there's no doubt. There is definitely a changing core value that you'll see amongst people, particularly coming out of school, or just as they're looking to where do they want to settle, and they're looking for that diverse, mixed-use sort of environment that has almost everything at their fingertips. So really, and the competition is high for these people that are highly mobile. So we have to pay a lot of attention, not only from within our organization's perspective, but really as a region, as we look at downtown Milwaukee as really our key to drawing that highly talented workforce, and how we're going to keep them here after they may graduate from a Marquette or an MSOE or a UWM, for example. So that is absolutely critical, and going to be a critical component to which cities are successful moving forward, is retaining that young population.
And we discussed the East Town Association in our last segment. So if you would, tell us about some of the other neighborhoods that actually make up the downtown area.
Sure, absolutely. The interesting thing about downtown is it almost always kind of has a little bit different definition depending on who you're talking to. Of course, our organization has a definitive boundary that does overlap with the East Town Association, as well as on the west side of the river, so the West Town Association as well. Our boundaries generally go from Lake Michigan to Highway 43, and north to include the Park East neighborhood. So those would be three neighborhoods that I would say that are within the bid boundary. But as you talk with other people, generally
they just put it all together. It's one big melting pot.
Absolutely. So the historic Third Ward would be lumped into those things, and the Lower East Side, people will generally reference downtown. But I think the key is really the connectivity and the flow amongst those neighborhoods. And as we continue to look at how we're improving our urban environment, how are we really making that easy flow between neighborhoods, and we're giving really making that connection is key.
And I'll mention those neighborhoods come together in the Downtown Neighbors Association, which is the DNAMKE. So
Yes,
really cool. And just a side note there, but Summerfest is going on as we speak, and I'm interested in knowing how big of a difference Summerfest makes for those businesses that are downtown, because I know that single-handedly it generates over $200 million annually.
Absolutely. It is absolutely tremendous. I mean, having Summerfest, not only from the quantitative stuff like you mentioned, I mean, generating so much direct and indirect economic benefit, but also bringing people from across the nation, all 50 states come to downtown Milwaukee for this 11-day period of time to go to the world's largest music festival. So it's just absolutely critically important. I mean, try to get a hotel room. I mean, we
right.
So, I mean, the economic input, the hotels and the restaurants are absolutely bustling. It is critical, and from another perspective, it gives downtown Milwaukee an opportunity to really showcase, when people get here, all the great things that we have going on, from all the construction and the cranes in the air to the beautiful cultural aspects on the lake and everything else. So it's great from the direct economic benefit, but it also gives us an opportunity to really showcase all that downtown Milwaukee has to offer.
Yeah, and some 5.5 million visitors actually attend events at the BMO Harris Bradley Center, Henry Meyer Festival Park, and the Wisconsin Center District annually.
Absolutely.
So when you think about that, talk about the importance of issues like the new downtown arena proposal, and then also the downtown streetcar. These are things that are debated, and some people find it as controversial, whatever the case may be, but it's important when you talk about what it is that you do.
Absolutely it is. It's critical to downtown Milwaukee, it's critical to the city, but it's critical to the region, because ultimately downtown Milwaukee is the economic engine for the state of Wisconsin, really. And we have to be putting investments in place that are going to continue to give us a platform to grow. The streetcar as well as the arena, these are absolutely transformative projects that will really move the needle, so to speak, coming to how Milwaukee stacks up against its peer cities. And when you're looking from a talent retention standpoint that we were talking earlier, those that have the ability to compare Milwaukee to any other city across the nation are looking at that first blush, first cut. I like my professional sports teams. I want to be have those multimodal transportation opportunities. So these are the things that, in order for Milwaukee to continue to compete, continue to capitalize on the momentum that is currently underway with some of the significant investments that we have coming from Northwestern Mutual, Mark Ergens, and the 833 new office tower that's going up, all the residential projects that are underway. So ultimately, these things are coming at a perfect time where we have a lot of momentum and can really continue to drive the economic development in downtown Milwaukee. So they are absolutely critically important.
You did great putting that in a nutshell. And no, really, and I wanted to quickly, before we run out of time, you've got some signature programs, or I should say signature events that take place through downtown Milwaukee. You've got Employee Appreciation Week, which is coming up soon.
Yes, absolutely. So at the end of July, Employee Appreciation Week is coming up, and that's going to be just a great opportunity where we continue to look at how do we engage our downtown workforce and really give them outside of their office, give them something to do to glom onto the community that's going on downtown, to show them that there's just continue to build that connection. They're more likely to stay longer, as well as build advocates for downtown Milwaukee. So that's just a signature event that's absolutely critical, and it really came out of some feedback that we were gaining from our downtown business executives, going back to a survey project that we're currently in the process of updating right now. But anyway, as we've heard feedback from our downtown CEOs saying, we have to do whatever we can to continue to engage our workforce. So this was one of the programs that kind of came directly out of the input we were gaining from our business executives.
All right, and I'll just mention as we wrap up, there's also Downtown Dining Week that you guys sponsor, the Holiday Lights Festival, all the fun things. And
all of them are great.
I really appreciate you coming by to fill us in on everything that's going on and actually giving details on how people can get involved.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. Matt Dorner is the Economic Development Director for Milwaukee Downtown Bid number 21. For more information, you can log on to MilwaukeeDowntown.com or call 414-220-4700. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.